All right, we are here with team 8248. Is that right? Yes. Okay, Chain Lynx. They're from Lincoln High School in Seattle. We have a team here that made it to district championships. Tell me, what is it that you guys are doing so right this year?
Yeah, well, this is the first time we made it to districts in, I believe, 5 years. So none of the students on the team have actually been to districts before. And I think one of the things that really we focused on this year was trying to get our timeline much more managed. Last year, we didn't actually run any code on the robot until the morning of our first competition. So this year we really tried to focus on getting our design finalized. We actually got our design locked in on the end of Sunday after kickoff. And then after that, really trying to get the robot done as soon as possible so that we can have time to actually test code. This year we were actually get our robot fully mechanically assembled 3 weeks before our first competition. So let us go to the practice field a lot and really dial things in, automate a lot of our systems, and really make sure that our robot is ready to go for competition.
Yeah, and so what that time has let us do is, since we've had about 3 weeks before our first event of just like code testing time, we've been able to really iterate through all of our systems and iron everything out. So even though our robot isn't the most mechanically complex, it works super smoothly and well, and we've had time to really get everything going. Another big change we've made this year is using a lot more simulation in our before. So even before we actually have a robot to test our code on, every single part of it is run in simulation that accounts for gravity and the specific motors, so we can make sure that the motors are doing what we want them to somewhat, so that when we get to the actual robot, all we have to do is figure out the kinematics and tune each of the systems, and then they will already do exactly what we want them to do.
Yeah. We've also made a lot of iterations between competitions, and also even between when we got the robot finished and our first competition. Especially with our indexer, we've had a lot of problems along the way with jamming. And so we've done a lot of redesigns of geometry and removing certain things to really open up the space and make sure that we're able to get the highest BPS that we can and really have the best robot that we can for comp.
All right. And so obviously the proof's in the pudding. You guys are doing really well this year. I think it's fun to see Chain Lynx moving up in the world, and I like the fact that a lot of the changes that you talked about were really procedural changes rather than technical changes, but managing your time, managing how things are done, and I think that's a great sign for the future for you guys. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for talking with us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
all right.
Of course.